I do want to get into Q&A here in just a few minutes, but before we do that, I want to touch quickly on a couple of other things. Camera, webcam.
Yes.
What do you guys recommend? Logitech C920, is that?
Yeah.
If you're gonna go with a camera, you got to get a C920. It goes on sale every 3 months on Amazon.
Just have okay lighting, and it looks awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Play around with the settings.
That's the thing. Like the lighting could be like Mav said, she had a tiny garage sale lamp. I used my overhead light in the nook I was streaming in, or natural light. Natural light's free. Like if you can set yourself up in front of a window, it's going to look great.
Changing your schedule is free too, unless you have a schedule that's restricted by your job.
Exactly.
Logitech C920, it's like $50. It's always on sale. I still use it. I think most streamers still use it, like unless they go to a really high quality cam, but I think anything less is kind of like but I mean C920
I wouldn't bother with anything less. I also wouldn't bother with anything more.
Yeah, as long as you sound awesome, honestly.
Sound is because somebody asked this way earlier. Do you need a camera to stream? You definitely don't. Some of my favorite streamers don't use a camera at all. So you don't even necessarily have to invest in that unless, for me, I'm very emotive with my visage.
Very expressive. I feel that.
It's my Italian nature. Like I've got hands going all the time, right? I can do a minute of silence. I did this yesterday with all this stuff going on here, like disappointment and like exciting. It's like all these things. For me, it's very important. I wouldn't want to go without it, but for a lot of people, it's completely unnecessary, and it can be trained. You can train yourself how to stream without a camera with ease. If you're just starting out, whichever one you pick is the one you're going to train yourself for. So if you decide to go without a camera, you should be good to go.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Oh my God.
So audio. So there's a lot to say on audio. So starting with like the mic itself. I think that the cheapest quality buy is a Blue Snowball is a decent, cheap, $50-$60. You're going to get some decent audio with it. Or if you have a little bit more, like a Blue Yeti or Razer Siren.
Honestly, like even
they're surprisingly good now.
The mic, like their mic technology is incredible, and it's cheap, and you have a good
way better than it used to be.
All in one, and it's awesome.
When I started streaming, like there's no way I wanted to use the headset and mic because it was very poor. I have a few now that are great. When
I started, I did start with my a really cheap Logitech $20 headset mic, and it was. I don't even know how you can tell what I was saying.
Gig.
But that is true. Headset mics have gotten a lot better.
But then you like play off of that. Like that's
exactly
streaming. You got to play with what you got, and
that's another budget thing too.
And you just have to basically just like charm your way into people's hearts.
100%.
Terrible quality.
Just play like you know what you're doing, and with whatever it is that you have.
Yeah, all I
joke about it. Whatever.
The headset. So yeah.
So my starter mic was a Samson, not to be confused with Samsung, a Samson, like, but got his haircut, and then he was like, Meteor 2, I think. Still my favorite microphone setup so far. I now have like a $700 setup, a $900 setup. Do not like it nearly as much as the $60 mic that I had when I started while using Adobe Audition, which is a paid program that you don't have to have. You can use Reaper, right? Logo, there's a couple of articles, I think.
Yes. I want to talk about audio software because...
Yeah, the software, right.
You don't need an XLR mic. If you get an XLR mic, you got to get a sound card, condenser,
just to reiterate,
mixer, whatever.
I have that, and I don't like it as much.
Like, there's a lot of free tools with audio that will touch up your mic nicely. Like, so I use Voice Meter Banana.
Yeah.
With there's some VLC plugins, which actually OBS now supports directly, which is super nice.
It's cool.
Which you can do like a virtual compressor, noise gate, stuff like that. Clean up your audio in the background. We'll gather up the links to those guides. Reaper is another one. Though I do think it actually does cost money, at least eventually, or maybe there's a free version or something.
Yeah, I think you can get like an upgrade.
Yeah. So those are really, really nice free audio tools that like you don't need to get all this stuff. Like you can start with a USB mic and just
Oh yeah.
Clean up your audio with these three things.
No, the thing you're talking about all of this, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Because I used headset mic, and then I went to USB
Blue Yeti.
Blue Yeti.
Yeah.
And now I have a Audio-Technica 2020. But throughout
Like
all
a
of
physical
that,
mixer?
I have like a little preamp sort of thing that I don't
Okay.
touch. I turn it on.
Yeah,
And that's
set
it.
and forget it.
Yep.
Don't touch it after that. That's me too.
I somehow got it to work and I'm never touching it again. But the only thing that I use is my in-stream like settings in OBS. I use a noise gate, a compressor, and noise suppression. I used default settings that I found on some dude's YouTube video.
Yeah.
And between a couple hours of trial and error, I got it sounding, I think, pretty heckin' good. But it was free. I watched tutorials on YouTube and then put it into my program.
OBS is great with that now. I don't do anything with it because I'm just such an audio idiot. And the thing with me starting with my USB mic and using Adobe Audition, I literally downloaded some other dude's recommended settings and just put those in. And I was like, that sounds good. Let's go.
That's what I did.
And it was good. And you can do it with a lot of stuff. But OBS has come a long way with that stuff. Because I like back in the olden days of like 17, 12, when I started streaming 4 years ago, it's just as little as 4 years ago. Like you couldn't do a lot of that stuff nearly as easily as you can now.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
Right in.
I searched like my mic. It was like Audio-Technica 2020 mic settings OBS. And there were hundreds of videos. And I found I found one that looked simple enough, and then I just opened OBS and went boop boop boop. Okay, cool. It sounds great, and I haven't touched it since.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.